Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, let's get into this, shall we? This is going to be a singles storyline. So let's see what we've got. We start out with a Two of Swords. It is in the reverse. Um, that actually looks like somebody is saying, I'm single, but I'm not blocking love coming my way. Now, sometimes not all of our single stories are about love. Um, we shall see, though. We've got the Nine of Wands upright. If anything, this is a person who's like, I'm pretty much good. I mean, maybe there's still just a twinge here and there of some heavy energy, but I wouldn't be averse to meeting somebody. I feel like this is a character who feels like they're pretty much healed. Now, maybe the only thing that they're missing is a chance to start interacting with someone again. Got the Eight of Swords, but that's where the blockage is. They're not blocking anything. They're saying they're basically healed, but I don't know how to meet somebody. It's as simple as that. That this is a single person who would like to meet someone, but they just don't know how to do that. Ten of Cups, Five of Swords. Okay, so they just don't know how to do that, but they really do want a Ten of Cups. And they don't want just any old situation. They don't want just some random relationship. They want something that's going to be real and serious. And when they think about that, that's where they're like, oh man, this is going to be a tall order to fill. And they're almost overthinking it and sabotaging it. So all of this is a journey, right? We know that this character hasn't actually made any big changes or any big steps to create, romance in their life or to bring somebody into their life, because this is all minor arcana. We have no major at all. We don't even have court cards. So we're kind of in the head of a character who's like, I'm single and I'm not blocking love, but I would be open, but I don't know where to meet people. And I really want something good and amazing and wonderful. And oh man, it's probably going to be impossible to find. That whole thought process and then hitting a brick wall, because really what we're seeing is a character who thinks themselves into the brick wall. They keep finding a reason that it probably won't happen. It'll just be disastrous. There will just be blockages. And I think this is a great time to say, hang on, character, don't do that to yourself. We have a Nine of Wands upright. Nine of Wands upright is, again, somebody who is in wounded energy. Now, in this case, we see a masculine, doesn't have to be, but we keep seeing maybe this is the evidence of where they're still wounded. If they're saying it's too hard to meet anybody, I only want something that would be really happy, but it probably doesn't exist. But I'm not blocking meeting somebody great. Well, you kind of are, because you're insisting that there isn't going to be a wonderful anything out there. And plus you don't know how to find it. And plus it doesn't exist anyway. Judgment in the reverse. They have not made peace with something yet. Okay, so as much as our character claims to be healed enough to start a relationship, this card says, finally we get that major arcana, and it says, no, darling, you're not. And deep down, you probably know it. What is it then, universe, that they have to make peace with? What is this thing that they have to still make peace with, because they're still delaying something? King of Wands upright. Okay, so this is actually wonderful. And it's not negative. It's that they have to make peace with the fact that there are really loving people out there. Page of Wands upright. There are loving people out there, and people that it's okay if they become attracted to someone before that someone becomes attracted to them. Look, if everybody sits back and goes, well, I'd like to date somebody, but I don't see anybody interested in me, I have to wait till somebody shows that they're interested in me. I'm not allowed to approach them first. That is not the case. Now, in particular, that is not the case. If I know we said it might be a masculine, but it might be somebody who's trying to avoid stepping into any of their masculine energy as a feminine. So the feminine can be the person who is using the gravitational pull of the moon, since that's feminine energy, versus the projection energy of the sun, which would be the masculine. But right here, we have her as a feminine who possibly is interested in a masculine, but is not willing to take a step toward them. So then instead is convincing themselves, look, I'm not blocking anything. There's just, I don't know how to meet people. I really want to be happy, but probably it won't work. When in fact, it says that they might already have someone that they're interested in, but the thing they haven't made peace with yet is that somebody's got to start the ball rolling. And sometimes you will be the person who's attracted to someone before they either are notice you or attracted to you. But must you wait? This is the first little step toward going after what we want. It says, and I know this is super uncomfortable, but the thing blocking her right now is she does not want to put herself out there and try like pursuing somebody. And I do think that there's somebody already on her mind. This King of Wands, somebody who is warm, who is wonderful. They could be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. But she doesn't really want to be the person to put herself out there first. Three of Wands. And she may be somebody who has a very busy life. We've got photography, we've got suitcases, we've got a big city, but she's got like an explorer's hat on. She's got her kitty cat. Her life is full. She may have a very wonderful pet that she spends a lot of time with, but all of this says she's able to take action toward other things that she likes in life. Someone could be getting a cat. Somebody could be about to go out and do some photography. Maybe they're going to take a little trip specifically to a place because they're interested in exploring it, taking photos of it. She's bold when it comes to all that. She'll talk to strangers. She'll ask locals where's the best place for this or that if she travels, because here she is at the airport with the reader board. But will she reach out and tell someone that she's interested in them? That's where the stumbling block is. She's got to feel confident enough, sexy enough to go and make the first move. She's willing to make the first move in lots of areas of her life, just not in this area. And again, it's probably she hasn't realized that that is her stumbling block, that it's okay for her to be interested in someone first and reach out to them first. She can do that. She doesn't have to wait for someone to make a move on her. She can definitely put that effort out there. But she just hasn't. That Three of Wands says she will someday in the future, someday, maybe not right now. Nine of Pentacles being there is, she's in this energy of like, I'm definitely, ready and willing to feel empowered. But right now she's saying, I probably won't feel that way for another couple months. So she might be, remember, she's in the Nine of Wands energy twice, which is the wounded warrior. I think that's maybe the bottom of the line here is she's not quite ready to have a new relationship in her life because she wouldn't yet feel confident enough to go and start, to be the person who reaches out to somebody first. And sometimes that's what it might take. Otherwise, we miss out on a great opportunity. Here's the thing. She may just need to feel more empowered in herself because that'll be more of a symbol that she's really, truly healed from whatever happened in the past, when she knows she's all that in a bag of chips and she's sexy and, she doesn't feel shy about approaching somebody. But she's saying it'll be another, possibly as long as 3 months before I would feel that confident. So basically, she knows she's not actually quite empowered enough or healed enough just yet. She's getting there. She's getting there. Three of Pentacles. She may be still a couple months off from really being ready to have a romantic connection with anybody. Because if she's still struggling with any little element of, her personal self-worth, then it's probably just as well that she just takes a good hard look and says, okay, what is it that I need to do to get my real self-esteem up? What is it that I need to do? Maybe she needs to do something that is like accomplish some hobby or some skill set that she wants, and whatever's going to make us feel more empowered. Sometimes it's, getting more fit because it feels amazing to feel strong in our body. Sometimes it's, I want to, get a different job because then I'll feel more empowered because I'm pursuing, something that I really want instead of working at a job I'm not thrilled about. And that makes us feel more confident, and that improves everything in the way we see ourselves. And then we're ready to go out and, put ourselves out there a little bit more. Or, maybe this is just, she's got some stuff she wants to have completed in her life. It's cool to be accomplished, and we accomplish things for us. because it's what we need to do, because it's some of our life goals. But then how it translates into our life is us feeling more well-rounded overall, and perhaps more confident overall, and then more ready to feel like we can approach and have something to offer in a relationship. The truth is, we always have something to offer in a relationship. We have us. But this is more the mindset for her own self that we're seeing her kind of work through. So I kind of think that this is great, because no, she's not ready. Not really. Not at this very split second is she ready for this romance. There's definitely a little burden that she has to let go of, which is anything about, am I lovable, or am I good enough? And the answer is always going to be yes, but she has to know that. And so it's just laying down that last little flicker of worry that, am I good enough? Yes, you are definitely good enough. But having this accomplishment that'll take place in the next 3 days to 3 months. Again, she might need to travel someplace, or she might be doing something for work, or she might be, just maybe it's the emotional exploration, or maybe it's the travel within one's own mind. But she will do something that gives her that level of confidence, and then I think then she'll be really ready for relationships after that. This could be, she does kind of look like a dancer. Maybe she didn't pursue in a while, like some kind of performance that she wants to do, or something that would be putting herself out there a little bit in a whole different way, not in a romantic sense, but maybe sometimes we just want to partake of something, whatever, do some community event. And it's like, I do want to be a part of this fundraiser. I'll be one of the performers in this fundraiser, but oh my God, I got to prepare myself for this. This is nerve wracking, but it could be like really like energetically boosting for her overall. So we see that she's getting really close to being ready for a relationship, but in truth, she's not there yet. Yeah, 8 of Cups. For this little, and it is only a little amount of time, she is still single, but it's for a really good reason. And she doesn't have to feel pressured or feel like, well, I should be ready now. 9 of Wands, again, this time sideways, we see her getting a heck of a lot closer to being done with the stuff that she's still been holding on to. And there's this beautiful lighthouse, and we're getting close to it. This is beautiful. So let me ask this. When she accomplishes this final little, like dust that dirt off her shoulder kind of vibe, and she feels more empowered, when she completes a little task or something that she wants to do for herself. And I'm thinking, whatever it is that she wants to do for herself, that literally has to be done before she's going to feel super empowered and then be in a relationship. But when she does that, does a relationship come in pretty swiftly afterwards? Or does she, well, she definitely would be in the vibe where she would be willing to go talk to that King of Wands, because she's got the 6 of Wands, we got the Page of Pentacles. I feel like she will be reaching out to someone, to that, most likely that King of Wands. She'll feel empowered enough to do it. She'll be able to find the words that she wants to say. There she is, 8 of Pentacles. She'll feel like, I accomplished some stuff. I'm really grounded, really solid. I'm still working. I'm still a work in progress, as are we all. But I feel like I've accomplished some stuff. I know what my value is. And if I want to go talk to somebody and break the ice, I'm comfortable doing that. This could be like, this whole storyline is her gaining that confidence, and it's coming in fast. Wow, 4 of Wands, beautiful. This could be a same-sex couple. Doesn't have to be. We've seen her as masculine and feminine. We see that the person who's the apple of her eye seems to be that King of Wands. I do want to ask just a little bit about them. Do they know her? Have they paid attention to her? But for her, we have a 4 of Wands on the horizon. But I do feel like in this storyline, it is going to be her who reaches out to the person she's attracted to first. And that is, there's something here about, it needs to go that way for her, because that's the way she knows that she's really healed. Okay, tell me about the King of Wands. Wow, 2 of Cups. Well, apparently he does know about her, or he feels her energy. Okay, then King of Wands, why are you not reaching out to her? Now, they could be in almost the identical energy. 3 of Cups sideways, I would say he is in the identical energy. He too is not ready to reach out to someone. So this is 2 people who already have spotted each other. They're both attracted to each other. He feels a profound pull to her, but The Four of Cups, he's not reaching out to her because he's not sure if he's ready either. And he's bummed about it. But it's like these two keep missing little opportunities. Like they could reach out to each other. They could start talking. They could, and maybe they already do talk to each other, but not in a romantic sense. They don't ask each other out. And he's like, I keep missing a chance to ask her out, but it's because I'm not really ready to ask anybody out. So they share this energy of hesitation right now. Sun sideways. They know what they want. He knows what he wants, but he doesn't have the gumption to step forward and go and do it. He hasn't asked her out, even if he wishes he could, lean in and give her a kiss, but he's not done it yet. Sorry, I think I have a delivery. We got the 10 of Swords here. He's got to lay down his own burdens, right? They're in such an identical energy. That's why he's not approaching her, because he's going through the exact same thing. And she's over here saying, I haven't approached him yet because really I'm not ready to, even though I want to. But, starting out her saying there's nobody, I don't see anybody around to date, but really she did have somebody on her mind, but she was too nervous to approach. And anyway, it wouldn't work anyhow. We see that she wants somebody, and we see he wants somebody, not just somebody, he wants her, but he's not been able to reach out to her yet either. So this is two people that are pretty shy at the moment, or two people that are pretty wearing a mask. Here's that 9 of Pentacles. He may imagine that she's a lot more empowered than he is. Not true. We already saw that for her. This is what her journey is. She's got to get that personal empowerment up. She's got to feel 9 of Pentacles. What about you, King of Wands? We've got that Empress energy. I do feel like he's totally wowed by her. He does not know that she is actually, maybe she comes across as empowered when in fact that's a facade. We know that she's not really that empowered. He thinks that she's stronger or more comfortable and confident than he is. I think he admires her a great deal. I think he really likes her. What's it going to take for you, King of Wands, to, wow. I was going to say for you to get into your own empowered energy. And we have the Emperor, and we have the Libra card with the scales here. So we've got the Justice card. He's got to break out of his own self-imposed prison of being nervous. He's got to be able to envision himself in that powerful Emperor-Empress relationship. So you know what? We have two wonderful characters, both of whom feel quite disempowered in their confidence right now. But that can change. It's just he's got to work on his own. I don't know who took away his power, or where he gave away his power. In this case, he is really wonderful, but he turned himself into stone. He turned himself into somebody who, he may come across as super powerful, but I feel like he's very isolated, and I feel like he's very drawn to her, but also like, I don't even know how to open up my mouth and start talking to somebody amazing. It's like he lost his voice somehow, and he's got to get that back. I don't know if somebody else was rude to him when he tried to pursue somebody once upon a time and they treated him horribly. And so then it turned him into stone. He's like, I don't want to reach out to somebody first and then get, totally slammed and harangued for, having dared to talk to them. So, and maybe that's the reason why it will be her that actually does reach out to him, but not until she's bold enough to do it. And in the meantime, he also, I kind of think her reaching out to him when she's ready is going to be a huge, healing energy and something that's going to be really, really good. But in this case, it looks like somebody treated him horribly and made him more or less turn into a statue, turn into stone. That's why he doesn't reach out. There is a wound in him that has to be healed for sure, but he thinks really highly of her, but it's going to be her moving toward the Emperor first. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.